Welcome back to the show, the Basic Ass Cooking Show. Today I'm going to just invite you into my little kitchen and show you what I'm making for lunch. This is a really chilly, cold day. I'm here in Houston trying to survive the weather. So I'm not going to be going out today, but I'm just going to show you what I'm going to be making. So I am going to make some really basic ass chicken quesadillas. I have some tortillas and some cheese. I have some tortillas from the greatest grocery store on the planet, the H-E-B. I have some tortillas and some cheese that need to be used up. And this is not going to be authentic. You know, just get your panties out of the wad. If you're looking for something authentic, this is not where you're going to find it, but it will be tasty. So the first thing I'm going to do is start to heat my pan. So I have my pan here over on the left side, and I'm adding just a teeny bit of oil because this pan is non-stick. And I have my chicken. This chicken is from Whole Foods. It was 50% off. And I'm going to add some fresh onion and garlic. And I'm going to season with onion powder, regular salt and pepper, of course. It's in here. And then some garlic powder. And then I have this seasoning. The arborita. This Arrabbiata, the Arrabbiata mix seasoning. I got this from, I think, Marshall's or Home Goods or some place where you shouldn't really buy food. But this has chili pepper, basil, salt, tomato, parsley, garlic in it. So I think it's actually supposed to be like an Italian type seasoning, but I thought it would taste good on the chicken. So I'm going to put that here. And I have my oil starting to heat up on like between medium and high. And I have this is about 1/4 of a large onion. I'm just going to make probably 2 quesadillas because I'm also going to have an apple for lunch along with this. So I'm not making that much food. So I'm just going to kind of thinly slice my onion. Okay, and now I'm going to put my onion into the pan. It took me a long time to slice my onion. So the pan is quite warm. Let me get a little stir thing. So I'm just breaking up the onion, and I have it really thin so it'll cook quickly. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt at this point. A little bit, and stir it in. I'm just going to turn this down. It's already browning too quickly, so I'm just going to turn it down to medium and let those onions continue to soften. Moving back over here to the cutting board, I'm going to get the chicken. So this is boneless and skinless chicken breast, but I think that thigh would be better if you have that. I don't have that. I'm just unthawing and using what's in my freezer, so I don't have to go outside. So for the chicken, I am going to cut it into thin strips. And I recommend cutting the chicken into strips that will easily fit into your whatever size tortilla you have. So I have the bigger size, whatever that is. And so I'm just leaving mine a little bit long. Now that my chicken is cut up, I'm going to turn up the fire a little bit here. The onions are looking a little brown, but that is totally fine. So now I'm going to add in the chicken, and I did turn the heat up to like medium high. So now I'm going to start with the seasoning. This has some salt in it already, so I'm just going to shake it up. And I remember this being a little bit spicy, so I'm just going to add a teeny bit. And I'm going to add a teeny bit of salt. And that was 2 chicken breasts. And then for the seasoning, just, use whatever you have. And then this is the onion powder. And then this is the garlic powder, which I'm almost out of this one. I have another one in in the drawer. And then I'm just going to add some freshly cracked black pepper. And I might need to add a little bit more oil because this chicken, with it being boneless and skinless chicken breast, it is actually pretty dry. So let me just add a teeny bit of water to kind of stop the overheating. And I'm just going to stir this around. I really like the Italian seasoning because it makes everything so pretty with the specks of red and green. So I'm just basically stir frying this until it is done. I am going to add, this is not at all traditional, but I just want this to be a little bit moist and a little bit more flavorful. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of butter, just as the extra little bit of flavor and oil to moisten things up. And I'm just going to let this continue to cook. I'm trying to stir it so everything kind of gets coated. So I'm going to let this continue to cook while I get my garlic together. So back over here, I'm going to get another knife. And I have another board. And I'm going to add my garlic. And I'm going to use my little choppy thing. I will link it down below in case you're interested. This actually smells so good. I'm going to turn this down, the fire down a little bit. So I have some garlic peeled and I'm going to just chop it. So now let's add our fresh garlic to the pan. And stir it around. And if you did not have quesadillas, you could actually just eat this with some rice and some salsa. So at this point, I'm going to just try a little piece of the chicken. Since it was very, very thinly cut, it should be done. I'm just going to double check before I try it. It is done. That's what's up. All right. Okay. I think you could use just a touch more salt. I'm pretty light-handed when it comes to salt. Okay, so now our chicken is done. It kind of rocks with the addition of the butter. So now let's get this out of the pan. And that's pretty much the hard part. So I am going to just rinse this a little bit to get those little dried bits out. Okay, now for the quesadilla, to build it, I am going to get some more butter. And you can use spray, like nonstick spray, or whatever you like. I'm just going to use the butter for flavor. And I'm going to let it start to melt. And in the meantime, I'm going to just kind of tear my cheese up a little bit. Actually, so I have some Swiss cheese that I'm using, but it's like deli style cheese that's been, is this? Yeah, this is Swiss. So I'm just going to take out 2 pieces. And just kind of cut it into strips to make it a little bit easier to put on the quesadilla. I think I'll use 2 per quesadilla, and I think I'll just make myself one and then make myself another one later for dinner. So unfortunately, my stove is woefully uneven, but I'm going to turn this down to medium. So if your stove is also uneven, you may have to do the little swirly situation. So now I'm going to take out my bottom tortilla. So the way I'm going to do it, you need 2, but you can also do 1 and fold it. But I'm just going to 1, me, and then another one. So I'm going to put that here. And then on the bottom, I'm going to lay about half of the cheese, because the cheese is basically your glue for the chicken. So just lay it, and then I'm going to take some chicken. So the chicken and onion mixture. I bit off of this piece. Do y'all see that? This is my food, y'all. I do what I want to do. You do what you want to do. All right, so I also recommend putting the garlic in kind of last, the fresh garlic in last. If you love garlic like me, that little bit of cooked but not like super cooked garlic is 10 out of 10. And now I'm going to put my other one, wait, not yet. Y'all keep me honest. Then I'm going to put my cheese, my little strips, like so. And then I'm going to put the other one on top, like this. And let it cook. I'm actually going to cover it and let it cook for like about 90 seconds. And I'm covering it so the steam will hopefully help the cheese melt. So I'm going to be back in about 90 seconds. So now it's time to try to turn this over, which is the worst part of this. Oh no, hold on. Can I just flip? Oh, it works. All right, you gotta flip it with some confidence. So on this side, I'm gonna let it go for probably about another 90 seconds. And I have it on kind of medium because I'm cooking in the butter. You can see the butter starting to brown a little bit. So we don't want it to have to stay in there for too long. I'm so excited that that worked out with me flipping it. So I'm just going to let it cook for about 90 more seconds until the cheese is melted. Okay, now here we go. We have it all nice and ready. So now I'm just going to take my clean knife and cut it. I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces just to make it easy. Smells fantabulous. You can see the cheese. If you have more cheese, then add that. I didn't have like a ton of cheese, but look at that. I do think I maybe should have made 2, but that's okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna have my little side of sour cream. So I have my sour cream here. Also, I decided to make this because I had some sour cream, and sour cream dairy product, you know, can go bad or whatever. So I'm just mixing it up. And I also have some green salsa, so I'm going to, but I really just love sour cream. So I'm going to give myself a generous dollop of the sour cream. And then I also have some salsa that I will add as well. And there you go. So that is a very simple and easy chicken quesadilla that you can make any time of year. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Comment and let me know how the weather is wherever you are, whenever you are watching this. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.